Guys, and welcome back to part two. Cask Connoisseur here. We're continuing on with the Badger Brewery Hall Woodhouse Limited beers that we've been trying. You may remember in part one we had the Outland Blonde, a Belgian pale ale, which was stunning, absolutely stunning. Anyway, we're taking things up a little bit here, Chris. We're going up a notch, I'm afraid.
Well, if we're going up a notch, it's going to be good.
It's better be good, yeah, because we are going up a notch. And to be fair, this beer actually plays a fantastic part into the history of Badger Brewery. Okay, so you got to remember, 1777 was the year that this brewery was first established. Now, there is actually a gentleman on the front here, and his name, Chris, is Frank Woodhouse. What I'll do is I'll show that round to the camera for you as well. And Frank Woodhouse basically was part of the brewing industry. Up to here, guys. He was part of the brewing industry for Badger Brewery for a total of 59 years. So he demonstrated quite a lot of his manpower. But basically, he joined his two brothers.
78 when he stopped working. Presumably he didn't start drinking. Well, he started at 18.
I know, right? Tell me about it. Wow. But he actually helped to build the new brewery. So this is basically a toast to Frank. His two brothers, who also worked at the brewery, one of them, which I believe is still alive and kicking, the other one, which I think has sadly gone. But to be fair, Frank Woodhouse, I mean, he's just got so much culture that he's obviously given to Badger Brewery. And you know what? They basically brought this beer out, and the reason why we've got it, which again, a massive thanks to Toby Huseman, who's the obviously head brewer for Badger Brewery. But the reason why this beer came out was it's to represent the 2025 Founders Day Ale, and basically it just pays a full tribute to Frank's legacy. And yeah, we're very lucky to try this beer. And to be fair, I cannot wait to try it. I am absolutely excited.
Oh, go on, then. Go on,
I know, I'm coming. So without further ado, let's crack this open. Now, before we do anything else, and before I'm going to pour anything into this glass, we have to understand one thing here, guys. This beer contains sediment. So right at the bottom of this, if I show it up to the camera, roughly around here, we're going to have basically what we call all the yucky, horrible stuff which makes the beer look, well, let's say it'll just make
ruin
the beer, ruin
ruin
the flavour. Sediment you'll find in most beers. They're not in every single beer. The beer does have to specifically state it's a sedimented beer. Another term that they use is bottled conditioned. So this is a bottled conditioned ale. Okay, so you have to pour carefully. I will tell you a little brief story. I did have one bottled conditioned beer which I got given to me a fair few years ago by a great man, Steve Wellington. His name was. He was like, "Oh, try this. It's bottle conditioned." At that point, I was thinking, "Oh, bottle conditioned. I think I know what I'm doing." Anyway, I must have shook it up a little bit too much, and all I got was a pile of froth. So I learnt my lesson. So we're going to pour very, very carefully here, okay, for Frank's integrity, and let's see what happens. And I'm not going to lie, I am literally loving the colour of that.
That is a proper looking beer.
That's a proper British looking beer. I mean, look at that, guys. That is a beer which is made from Britain.
Oh, heaven on earth when it comes to beers. I can't wait to try this, guys, because that aroma is
That is just
That's hitting
fantastic.
all the right notes. I don't know how to explain how to not explain to describe it. It's just
I'm gonna have to draw pictures and all that just to show up to the people
wow.
which are watching our videos because that nose.
Oh, that is what a beer should smell like all the time.
You know what? It's got that essence, that small essence. I mean, it's not far off from strength. I'm not going to tell anyone the strength yet, but it's not far off from being classed as barley wine. You're on the nose of becoming a barley wine.
Yeah, actually, yeah. You could have there's a hint, but that's still just good beer. That is just good beer. It's got just everything's so balanced together.
Yeah, and I have to say, the legs against the glass. I mean, guys, normally beers do not stick to the glass that well, but that is doing amazing. Anyway, I'm gonna have to have a taste of it. Yeah. I'm sorry. Oh, never mind a bottle of this. I think we need a barrel full.
I don't think a barrel would last very long.
No.
I mean, I will say you know you're drinking this.
You know you're drinking this.
This is definitely. Whereas the previous was kind of there was a light, refreshing bit to it. This hits you full in the face.
It hits you full in the face, and the aftertaste, or as we call it, the aftertaste. I was about to say finisher, but that's whiskey. The aftertaste is very prolonged, so you're going to be chewing it for a while as it goes through your palate. I mean, it's the colour that sets it for me, basically, guys. That colour is just remarkable, and it just sticks so beautifully to the glass. Bottled beers, very rarely you get bottled beers sticking to the glass that well.
Very rare you get bottled beers with so much body in them.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a heavyweight boxer.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still struggling to kind of describe flavours because there's just so many going on.
There's so many.
They're all in together. But just think of your favourite beer flavours. It's in here.
So, interestingly, the reason that we look at this type of beer is so. This is an autumn. I mean, I think it's an autumn beer. It's not a beer that you're drinking summer or spring. This is a proper autumn, winter.
And if you want to stick your finger, not fingers, I'm not allowed to say that, are we? Sorry.
No.
If you want to ignore Sober October, cracking beer to demonstrate you're not supporting that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But, it is a beer which is, ideal and key for the winter. You could sit in front of the roaring fire, having, I don't know, like a mint. You could have a mince pie with this would go down a treat. Or even if you're living out in the countryside and you've got one of those little country pubs and, let's say you sneak a bottle in or something and be like, right, we'll try that in the bar or something. I'm not saying you should do that, but, some pubs do allow it. But there is something about this beer. And I now understand. I mean, I'm actually like, it makes you think of what Frank's done over his life. I mean, originally he was a doctor, and then he, got himself into the brewing industry. It's one of those things I look at and think, fair play. It's integrity. It's an integral beer. It's history in a bottle, literally.
Yeah, that actually takes me back to probably my first ever beer. I don't know, 6 or 7, and I thought, oh, that's nice stuff.
Yeah.
And in some respects, you end up chasing these things because you want that. It's interesting. I know I've read the bottle. So, refined and warming. Yep, definitely. With caramel biscuit notes. Now, that I'm going to agree with.
Yeah.
But the other thing that struck me, having read the bottle, and I should have really thought of this, it's got chocolate and crystal malts in it. And that, to me, is where the flavours are all coming
Yeah.
from. But it's integrated.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you go, oh, that tastes of caramel, and it is caramel.
It is caramel. Yeah.
And there's too much. But this is just so beautifully integrated.
It's completely integrated. You know, it's. I mean, I can't get over saying how well and how perfect this beer is, but we do have to say one thing, guys, and it is a biggie, I'm afraid, but we do have to make you aware. It is 7% ABV, so we've gone up, as I say, a notch from the blonde beer that we had on the first video, which was 5%. We've now gone even higher to 7%. You are 3% off from having a barley wine, which is why when I mentioned earlier, you get a little scent of barley wine coming through.
But you know, I'd almost say this is more robust than a barley wine.
It is more robust. I will admit.
This is not for somebody who wants wishy-washy lager, no flavour, no taste, no nothing at all. This, to me, is what a traditional, as you say, actually I'll say English rather than British because there are variations, but an English beer should be like. This is what, if I went down ye old pub and pulled a pint, this is what I expect to find.
Absolutely.
Ye olde world pub in the middle of the country, you know, forget stainless steel pipes.
Yes.
Like, you know, I don't know. I remember pubs where you had the barrel behind the bar and it was just a tap.
Yeah.
And it just brings back all that. I mean, it's a beautiful tribute because in my mind, I'm thinking with this is history.
It is history.
There's history in this bottle, not just because it's a tribute, but it's a history with what the beer tastes like.
It does make you. It is history because, to be fair, a lot of beers, and you know, we've had a lot of beers obviously over the past and all that. And personally, one thing that I'll always say, and some beers you can try, you can drink it and be like, oh yeah, that's great. This though makes you think. You know, it makes you think about, okay, there's a man who dedicated his life and passion, just like me for beer, Chris for whiskey. He dedicated his life and passion. He helped his two brothers to build a brewery. What more can you say from that, really? Like, what more can you say? And the biggie is, in our next video, we have then got to conclude which one we prefer. So what we are going to be doing is we're going to bring the blonde beer back up. We're going to have a final thought, and we're then going to decide and think, right, which one is going to be the winner. It's hard to tell, but I think I know where my eyes are going, but I think we're still going to have to do it the proper way. So we're going to end this video here, guys. We're going to then, I'd say, come back for the third one, which will be the conclusion. Please make sure you give this video a good old like. But you know what? I'm just going to round it off and say, cheers to Frank.
Cheers all.
Thank you.
Go and buy a cracking beer.
Absolutely.